White House position is still that there was no quid pro quo.
That is the White House's position. Several takeaways. Well, I'll start with Kentucky and Mississippi, and then we'll get on to Virginia. In Kentucky, 13 of the 14 statewide races went Republican. The governor's race looks too close to call. I'm told that the Bevin team is investigating some irregularities in voting. We'll let them come out and explain that, or the RNC to explain that. But of the 13 of 14 races, I think the president made that governor's race competitive. The president's first appearance on behalf of Governor Bevin in this election cycle was on August 21st. The polling that day showed Beshear 48, Bevin 39. This was always going to be a tough race. The president won the vote in Kentucky, 62.5% of the vote in Kentucky when he ran. Nobody got even close to that yesterday, I think, in Kentucky, or nobody got that high in Kentucky. First independently statewide elected African American in Kentucky's history. I'm sure you'll all be writing about the history that was made yesterday in Kentucky with Daniel Cameron, African American, who now will be the state's Attorney General. Speaking of Attorneys General, in Mississippi, first Republican Attorney General elected in Mississippi in 140 years, first female elected, Lynn Fitch, in Mississippi's history. I'm sure you and the feminists will throw a parade today and cover the history that was made in Mississippi with Lynn Fitch as the first female Attorney General. In places like Tucson, Arizona, rejecting being a sanctuary city. Colorado, obviously a swing state, a bluish state, by 11 points. The voters there rejected weakening the Taxpayer Bill of Rights. In New Jersey, left-leaning certainly, 2 state assembly seats flipped Republican, including one that's nestled in a Democratic district that's being targeted. Why is that important? Because people are rising up in some areas and saying, I've had enough of the taxes and regulation. In Virginia, I'm glad that you all have a new interest in Virginia. You ought to go ask the governor there which person he is in the picture. Is he the guy in the blackface, or is he the guy in the Ku Klux Klan outfit, and why is it on his yearbook page? Haven't heard you ask that in, well, almost ever. And that would be great to know since we're on the subject of Virginia. I did see that some of the 4 really close competitive races there did go the way of Republicans. And I think Virginia in the last 3 presidential elections voted for Democrats. It's been trending blue for quite a while now. And I don't think they've had a statewide elected Republican there since about 10 years. Is Sondland a credible witness?
Kellyanne, does the president see warning signs in what happened? Because, as you point out, he won that state very handily.
Right.
And here you have.
And I think that's why 13 of the 14. Andy Beshear is a moderate Democrat. Well, his father wasn't. And Kentucky has a rich tradition of voting for Democrats for governor. This is not a new thing. They don't have a rich tradition of voting for Republicans down ballot necessarily for these statewide elected officials. No, he sees that he makes these races competitive. I know the transcript didn't live up to the expectation, and frankly, the reporting